The plot thickens in Lakerland if you missed it. So at the start of free agency, LeBron James, through his useful idiots, his cronies in the media, wanted every one of us to know, you and I and everyone else, to know that he was going to take a massive pay cut. LeBron was going to take a pay cut to help the Lakers. And he had his eye on the prize. There were three players LeBron wanted. James Harden, Klay Thompson, and Jonas Valanciunas. That's the list, period, stop. And if one of those players comes to the Lakers, LeBron would take a sizable pay cut. Well, one by one, they have all decided to give LeBron the old poke in the eye, the cold shoulder. All is quiet on the Western Front in Lakerland. So let us discuss the question. What does this lack of activity by the Lakers say about the leadership of LeBron James? So I've got elementary school, fairy tale, and jigsaw puzzle. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make an episode of The Office, which for some reason is right in front of me. All right, so number one. Number one. All those old dusty trophies and all the commercials and endorsements LeBron James has gotten over the years, and the opportunity to play in L.A. in front of all those woke celebrities in Hollywood, and it's not a big enough calling card. What does that say? My entire life, the Lakers have always gotten the top players. Whoever they wanted, they got. Not right now. No, it's not happening anymore. Have the mighty fallen all of a sudden? It does appear when you dig a little deeper and you look at what's going on in Lakerland. This is such an embarrassment. LeBron has yet to win anything as a Laker. The Lakers have regularly been an embarrassment with LeBron James on the roster, and he is the owner by proxy and the GM by proxy of the team. Jeannie Buss has raised the white flag. She's just given up. She says, I can't handle it anymore. Do whatever you want, LeBron. You want to hire your little podcast buddy? Okay, we'll do it. You want to draft your kid who can't play? Okay, we'll draft your kid. No problem. No problem at all. But that's one thing, right? I say, well, anybody can coach. It's not that hard to coach in the NBA, right? There's some real stiffs that have coached in the NBA. And second-round pick, you can say, well, it's a second-round pick, and who cares about a second-round pick? Okay. But LeBron was given the elbow room to improve the roster and make any moves his heart desired. And if you look at the scoreboard, there's a lot of goose eggs on the scoreboard. And this does not whisper. It screams, is what it does, that LeBron and the Lakers have lost the razzmatazz. They're frazzled. LeBron is frazzled at this particular point. LeBron James has been diagnosed, Dr. Maller, that would be me, has diagnosed LeBron James with an elementary school playground illness. LeBron's got the cooties. LeBron has the cooties. Now, what is my evidence? There were three players. There were three guys LeBron was willing to take a pay cut for, and he made sure to leak this, assuming one of them would come to the Lakers. The three players who turned down the Lakers and LeBron, James Harden. Now, that's understandable. Harden wanted to play for the glamour team in Los Angeles, the people's team. You can't really be upset by that. Why would you want to play for the Lakers when you play for the Clippers, right? They got the Taj Mahal of arenas, better owner, better fan base, real authentic fans, not fraudulent, fake, phony fans like the Lakers have. So they have historians, as we like to point out. So that's understandable. You can't really rip LeBron for Harden not wanting to play for the Lakers. Why would you? Right? Then you've got Jonas Valanciunas. Now, this is a body blow. Because Valanciunas, who's getting a little long in the tooth, he picked wizardry and living in D.C. on a bottom-feeding franchise rather than play for the Lakers. That is a kick to the nuts, is what that is. Now, that's not the most embarrassing, though. The most embarrassing, and there's no way to spin this, is Klay Thompson, who grew up around the Lakers. His father played for the team, Right? Loved the Lakers growing up. Has connections to the franchise. His father is a mouthpiece, a propaganda arm of the Laker propaganda machine as a broadcaster for the team. And yet he said, I want nothing to do with you. I want to go eat Tex-Mex and live in the Dallas area, and that's what I'm going to do. So screw you. I don't want to play for your team. You talk about a body blow. That is a body blow. And now the Lakers are trying to salvage things with DeMar DeRozan, who is soon to be 35 years old. Next month, turns 35. One-trick pony, mid-range jump shot, no defense. That's DeMar DeRozan. And you can trade a bunch of random spare pieces to get him. Good luck. Now, page 2 here, we circle back to Philadelphia. Consumed a lot of media content, so you would not have to, about Paul George. By George. Podcast P. Heading to the Delaware Valley to hang out with Fats in Philly and all our friends in the greater Philadelphia area and southern New Jersey. And so the Sixers, here's the question. Will the Sixers end up regretting the Paul George contract? And I'm nodding my head yes. You can't see me, but I'm nodding my head yes. PG-13 is the epitome of damaged goods. Not quite to the degree of Klay Thompson. We talked about Klay Thompson in a previous hour and how he has just lost it. So he's not that bad, but there are the telltale signs of trouble on the horizon. And that mushroom cloud you see out in the distance, problematic. Klay Thompson has his own issues, but Paul George, I'll give you some numbers to back this up here. So now last year, Paul George, in a year where he knew he was going to opt out of his contract, he played in over 70 games. So he was relatively healthy, but the 4 previous years prior to that, Paul George appeared in less than 60 games. In fact, if you look at the side-by-side with Kawhi Leonard, who is the personification of lackadaisical, and Kawhi Leonard just load management, doesn't give a damn, would rather hang out at his casa in San Diego than play basketball during the season. So Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the games missed within the same zip code. Now, Kawhi's missed more, but not by that many. And another player who is rapidly aging in Paul George, and the Sixers overpaid for a guy who is a glorified part-time player who vanishes in big moments and is another one of these players that is living off past accolades. This is a big infestation around the NBA, right? Past accolades. He left his hometown team, the glamour team in LA, the Clippers, playing a chance to play at the Taj Mahal with the richest owner in sport. He left outside of the Saudis, but he left that team, right? He left that team, and every man, woman, and child knows how this fairy tale ends. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, Paul George turns into a giant fire-breathing albatross. A giant albatross. What could possibly go wrong? All right, now, final point. We pivot to a bizarre transaction that Mike from Oklahoma City requested that I at least mention this. He said, you never talk about this team. And why do you not talk about the Thunder? What's wrong with you? You're on the radio here. Okay. All right, calm down. So I will pacify you. I will appease you. We pivot to the Dust Bowl. A big deal in the Sooner State. A big deal here. How does, on God's green earth, former Knickerbocker center Isaiah Hartenstein get $87 million over 3 years in OKC? How does that happen? All right, so to me, this is not that complicated. Isaiah Hartenstein is a medium-level player. He's an average NBA player. It's not roster spam. Roster spam means he can't play. He can play, but he's not the center of the universe by any means. He's a player that you like to have on your team, and he played well for the Clippers a couple years ago, went to the Knicks. But the thing here, you heard this when you were a kid, it's all about timing. And if you look at the jigsaw puzzle in OKC, they were a fraudulent team. They had a great regular season record. They were exposed in the playoffs. We all saw that. They were a joke in the playoffs. But the Thunder had money to burn. Because all they've been doing is hoarding draft picks over the years, and these big extensions haven't really kicked in other than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was not a draft pick. That was a Clippers draft pick. So they had money to burn. They had a clear and obvious need in the middle, and so they think that Isaiah Hartenstein will be the missing jigsaw puzzle piece, that will push them where they need to go, and so they're willing to start a bonfire and pay a guy who's a mid-level NBA player at best and likely a backup on a good team, and they're going to pay him almost $30 million a year. Now, keep in mind, he averaged about 8 points a game and 8 rebounds a game, and that's worth $30 million to Oklahoma City. $30 million. A role player who fills out the roster and doesn't suck when he's on the court, but doesn't dominate at all. $30 million player. $30 million a year player, almost.